have a nice welcome. This time you will learn how to treat the pool water so that it's completely crystal clear all the time so that you can take a safe swim. I will show you step by step how to do the treatment. Let's begin. To do the maintenance of your pool, before you start to use the necessary chemicals so you can have completely crystal clear and safe water, it is necessary to know the water capacity you have. For example, in this pool, I must first take the depth measurements at the deepest point and then at the lowest point. Then I measure the width of one side and then the width of the other side. Now I add these two widths and divide them by 2, obtaining like this the average width. Finally, I measure the length, and with all the measurements, I get the volume by entering the app, Manage Your Pool, Actions section, Daily Maintenance section. I take the chance to tell you that here is everything I'm sharing with you. Click the step to adjust pH, and you will see the first option, which is to calculate the volume. This time I choose rectangular pool. I insert the length, the width, the maximum depth, minimum depth, click to calculate, and now you will know how much water you have. If you have a special shape or you would like me to verify your calculation using the questions button in the same app, you can ask me anything you need. Now, knowing the capacity of your pool, next thing you need to do is to have the water always completely well disinfected. To achieve this, you need to have perfectly controlled the levels of pH between 7.2 to 7.6. And this for various reasons. For example, so that chlorine or any other disinfectant you use have its greatest disinfectant power, in addition to avoiding having corrosive water or that this water harm the bathers. And if you want to know more about pH, look at the video all about pH. So to measure it, use your favorite measuring kit. In this example, I am using a Drops 1. If you have a high pH, use pH reducer. It is very recommended to use chlorhydric or muriatic acid. Or if you have it low, then baking soda is very recommended to increase it, which is sodium bicarbonate. In this example, the pH is about 8.2, so I must reduce it. Now, to prevent microorganisms that could be harmful to health from proliferating in the pool water, or also to prevent the water from turning cloudy or green, you must have the water well disinfected. And to do this, there are some options like bromine, active oxygen, or the most used all over the planet, which is chlorine. This time this pool gets sun, so the best option is chlorine. To have it balanced, first, you must measure this chlorine level, and you must be sure that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, this chlorine level must be between 1 to 3 parts per million. That means the water must always have a disinfectant present. In this measurement kit I'm using, the color must always be yellow. To achieve this, you can use any type of chlorine of your choice. For example, bleach, trichlor tabs, etc. etc. In this example, chlorine levels are too low. You should never let the chlorine get so low. So, whenever this happens, it is necessary to raise chlorine levels very fast so that water gets well disinfected. To calculate this chlorine to add to the pool, get to the app, Manage Your Pool, to the Actions section, Daily Maintenance option, look for the option to add the chlorine, click in Calculate, and it will redirect you to the chlorine calculator. Once you are there, the gallons of your pool will already be saved. If you already used the pH calculator, in the bathers box, enter the number of people who bathed that day, at which you are adding chlorine. Then point the measured chlorine, which is 0.5 parts per million. The desired chlorine is 3 parts per million because you're doing a regular or normal maintenance. Then choose the type of chlorine chlorine you will use. This time I'm using Cal Hypo. Click calculate, then add the calculated chlorine in a bucket of water. Mix it very well. If it's a bad quality one, you might take up to 3 minutes to mix it, and then add it well distributed walking around the pool. And up from that point, you must measure daily chlorine levels and make sure you have between 1 to 3 parts per million of this chlorine. That is the secret, so that water is always in perfect conditions. So every time chlorine lowers to 1 part per million, add more chlorine to raise it to 3 parts per million, and so and so. To do this, for example, you can use trichlor tabs, which can be floating all the time. And the trick here, so that chlorine resists very well in the water the longer the possible, even having a lot of sun rays, the trick is to have between 30 to 50 parts per million of cyanuric acid level. Take note that there is a video at which I explain you everything you need to know about this CYA. It is on the channel. That way you will understand much more about this. You can add this cyanuric acid level with trichlor or dichlor, or you can also add this cyanuric acid manually, for example powder like the one I'm showing you right now. And I highly recommend you to have a measurement kit special for cyanuric acid like the one I'm showing you right now. So by just having chlorine and pH controlled, CYA levels in the ideal range, and also performing a chlorine shock every once in a while, especially whenever many people swim or there is a big storm or rain, you will have the water well disinfected. And once you achieve this, it is about time to show you how to keep it not only disinfected but very clean. To do this, you must vacuum the bottom every time it gets dirty by using a vacuum cleaner like the one I'm using in this video. If the dirt in the bottom is little, you can vacuum to the filter without wasting water. And if there is too much dirt, like in this video, you must vacuum, sending the water to waste. This also applies whenever you use flock. To see step by step how to perform a vacuum cleaning, see the video how to vacuum the pool. Next, after vacuuming, is filtering the pool water. You must only filter the pool water whenever it is a little or very cloudy. For example, when many people bathe, you must filter the water until it gets to be completely crystal clear. When you have the water completely crystal clear, you no longer need to filter it, and it can be like that even for months. And whenever you need to filter the water because it is cloudy, you need to open the valve of the main drain. It is better to close the valve of the skimmer or any other valve you have and start to filter. This because filtering will be much better from the bottom of the pool, because there is where all the dirt tends to go. And depending on your type of filter and pump, you might need more or less filtering hours until water gets completely crystal clear. It is also necessary to brush the pool once in a while, maybe once a month, so that you release all the algae that could be reproducing on the walls and floor. Another necessary action so that you can have the water completely clean is to net all the pool with your lift net. This every time you do the pool maintenance. Finally, there are some actions you need to perform in a monthly basis. In the app Manage Your Pool Actions section, Monthly Maintenance, you can see everything you need to perform. For example, you need to perform a backwash of your filter or clean cartridges, or to add algicide. This to reinforce the action of chlorine and avoid for algae growth whenever your chlorine levels are low, especially if you have many sun hours. So by performing all the actions I showed you during the video, you will be able to have every time your water completely crystal clear, very clean, and especially ready for swimming, and the water won't be harmful for the bathers. And for extreme cases like very cloudy water or green water, you can see the videos to treat those problems in this channel. Because if you don't do all the regular maintenance I show you, that might happen. That's everything. Remember to subscribe to see many more pool maintenance videos. Bye bye.